So I'm back here today opening 1990 Topps baseball cards. Looking for the Frank Thomas rookie card, particularly the one without his name in the front of it. It's a very rare card. Also, there's a George Bush Yale card that's pretty rare. I think they only printed like 100 copies of those, so I'm looking for that one. And I'm looking for a Sammy Sosa rookie card. And of course, any Baltimore Orioles. I already have a few Orioles here. No Cal Ripken Jr., American League All-Star card, some Steve Finley, another Cal, Mark Williamson, Mike Devo, have that one. Joe Orsulak, who also played for the Mets after the Orioles, fan favorite Joe Orsulak, and late manager, Hall of Famer, one of the best players of all time, Frank Robinson. So any Baltimore Orioles I collect, and also looking just for any kind of interesting cards I might pull out of any of these packs. So I started the whole box here of 1990s Topps baseball cards. The one with the, so you can see it here, with the Ken Griffey Jr. on the front. So here we go. It's going to keep on opening these packs. Some of these have pretty bad gum stains on it from the gum that's still in the pack from 1990. Darrell Evans played for the Red Sox also. Mark Portugal. Sid Fernandez. One of the better Mets from that '86 team that won the World Series. He also ended up playing for the Orioles for a few years. Tim Belcher, Myers. Joey Alexander, another former Oriole, before he played for the Tigers. B.J. Surhoff, who ended up being an Oriole, had many good years with the O's. And Brooke Jacoby. Mitch Williams. Lee Smith, another former Oriole, ended up pitching for them, closer. Rich Yet. Lonnie Smith played for the Orioles also. Ricky Henderson, one of my favorite players of all time. Maybe my favorite player of all time, outside of any Oriole. It's probably my favorite player of all time that I saw play. Roger Clemens. Danny Jackson. Willie Wilson. He played for the Orioles also. So the Orioles had two pitchers on that 88 team, I believe. Maybe even 89. No, definitely not 89. 88 team. Mike Smith. They were both named Mike Smith. So we named one Texas Mike Smith and we named one Mississippi Mike Smith because one was from Mississippi. Let's see which one this one is. This is Mississippi Mike Smith. You can see he's from Mississippi right there. So Oriole fans would know what that means. If you say Texas Mike Smith or Mississippi Mike Smith, this is Mississippi Mike Smith. Neither one did anything for the Orioles of relevance, but interesting little tidbit there. Texas Mike and Mississippi Mike. Mike Scott, remember him? He was a good pitcher for the Houston Astros before all that Buzzergate nonsense is going on right now. Mike Scott was a really good pitcher for the Astros. Mel Hall, Yankee. Terry Mulholland. Kurt Stillwell. Kirby Puckett, the late great Kirby Puckett. Jim Abbott, who, if you remember, pitched with one hand. He did not have a right hand, so he would change gloves. He would pitch and then put the glove on his hands to become a defensive pitcher, defender, infielder. Ruben Sierra, excellent slugger for the Texas Rangers. So far, looking for, and again, before I go on, please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to start something here. Any baseball fans likes baseball cards? I'm going to try to post something once a week. So if you subscribe to my channel, that link below, you'll always find that link below. Not Mark Williamson, but the link. Subscribe to the channel, like it, leave comments. You can give it thumbs up, thumbs down. Charlie Huff. But please subscribe to my channel. I need subscribers. My goal right now is to get to 100 subscribers and take it from there. Right now, I have about 50. I need way more than that. He played for the Orioles for a bit, too. He had a great catch at Memorial Stadium. He actually went over the center field wall and actually went completely over the center field wall. And I believe he still held onto the ball, if I'm not mistaken. Although actually it may have fallen out his glove when he hit the ground. But it was a pretty spectacular scene. Then he became an Oriole at some point. Terry Francona, before he was a manager. Roger McDowell. Jim Abbott. There's another Jim Abbott. So we have the Jim Abbott. Is that the same card? No, same pack? Let me see. No, that was the other pack. Okay. Yeah, but Jim Abbott. There he is again. These are the same cards. Did I kind of go through these again twice somehow? Tom Niedenfuer. He pitched for the Orioles too for a minute. That pack looked awfully familiar. I hope I didn't open that twice somehow. Okay. Carlos Quintana. Nolan Ryan. 5,000 strikeout Nolan Ryan card right there. Brett Saberhagen. Excellent pitcher for the Royals. Tim Raines. Rock Raines. Still looking for those rare cards, though. Still looking. Omar Vizquel looking for. Hey, how about that? That's Eddie Murray right there. One of my favorite Baltimore Orioles of all time. But this is him in his Los Angeles Dodgers uniform after he was traded to the Dodgers before the 89 season. But still looking for the Frank Thomas rookie card. Bush Yale card, which they only printed about 100 copies. The Sammy Sosa rookie card, and any other Orioles that I can find. This is the 1990 Topps baseball cards. Sandy Koufax, turn back the clock. Tim Leary. Robin Ventura. I like Robin Ventura. Even though he played for a team that I didn't cheer for, I did like him a lot as a ball player. I kind of felt bad the day he decided to challenge Nolan Ryan on the mound. And Nolan Ryan basically kept hitting him upside the head with his fist. Not a good day for Robin Ventura. These packs all have the gum in it still, so which is cool in the one sense because you see the old gum. That was kind of disgusting right there. but it leaves the horrible marks on the cards, and actually some of them they actually bleed through somewhat. Hey, there's Mickey Tettleton. That's an awesome Oriole card right there. One of the key star figures for our '89 team, that the Why Not team that went to the final weekend of the season, the chance to win the division against the Blue Jays. Went to Sky Dome, ended up losing 2 of 3, needed to win 2 of 3. But Mickey Tettleton was one of our surprise sluggers that season. I believe he hit like 28 or 29 homers. But he was also well known for eating Fruit Loops, so he became like the Fruit Loop guy, and all the fans knew that and would bring like the logos or the boxes of cereal to the game, and the posters had Fruit Loop on it. But yeah, Mickey Tettleton was pretty special year in '89. Scott Fletcher, remember him. Terry Steinbeck, good catcher. Tim Tuffle. Craig Biggio. Still looking for those elusive cards. Frank Thomas, where are you? Sammy Sosa rookie, where are you? George Bush Yale card, where are you? Tom Trebelhorn, manager. Gene Larkin, Johnny Bench. Dave Righetti. Walt Weiss, shortstop. Danny Tartabull played for the Yankees also, but started off as a Royal, a slugger. Al Newman. Ozzie Guillen, excellent shortstop for the White Sox, and he became later, after his baseball career, became the manager for the Florida Marlins. The Miami Marlins, whatever they're called. Tom Bernatsky, remember him. Howard Johnson, Hojo, Mets. Ron Kittle, another guy who ended up playing for the Orioles for a year. Doing one of our playoff pushes. Mostly a White Sox, though. Slugger. George Brett, Hall of Famer, third baseman. Kansas City Royals. Bo Jackson, that's a great player right there. Played both sports. Was probably my favorite player back when he was playing both for the Royals and then for the Oakland Raiders, or the Los Angeles Raiders at that time. But yeah, watching him at Auburn and watching him play both sports was amazing. Tom Niedenfuhr, another former Oriole. I'm seeing a lot of the same faces over and over again. These cards are not rare. They printed so many of them. Craig Biggio, again, I just saw him in a pack ago. But I'm looking for the rare cards. I am looking for the Frank Thomas rookie card with his name not on the front of it, which is an error. And then I'm also looking for the Sammy Sosa rookie card. And I'm looking for the very, very rare President George Bush card when he played at Yale. They printed about 100 of those cards. I'm looking for that. Ellis Burks. Jose Lean. Rene Gonzalez, former Oriole. Award number 88. One of my fan favorites just because he was a character in the clubhouse. Mookie Wilson. I know Mookie Wilson more as a Met than as a Blue Jay right there. Kent Herbeck, slugging first baseman for the Twins. Mike Boddicker. Okay, so Mike Boddicker is a former Baltimore Oriole. He is the last pitcher for the Orioles to win 20 games in a season. He won 20 games in 1984. He's the last pitcher to do it for the Orioles. We've had a few who come close, particularly Mike Messina. I think he won 18 and 19 a few times. Even Jeff Ballard won 18 in 1989. But no one's won 20 since Mike Boddicker did it. So Mike Boddicker, Orioles traded him to the Red Sox for Brady Anderson and for Curt Schilling. What a great trade for the Orioles. So Brady went on to become a leadoff hitter for many years. He hit 50 home runs in 96, I believe it was. And Curt Schilling, we ended up trading him in a horrible trade with Pete Harnisch and Steve Finley to the Astros for Glenn Davis. Not a good trade, but to get a Curt Schilling and a Brady Anderson for a Mike Boddicker, which wasn't helping you at the time. At Mike Boddicker, the Orioles weren't a good team, and Boddicker was their best trade piece, and they traded him and got some really good value out of him for him. But Mike Boddicker, the last 20-game winner for the Orioles. Mark Langston. David West. Tom Hankey. Rick Dempsey, former Oriole. In fact, he's the MVP of the last World Series the Orioles won. 1983 World Series over the Philadelphia Phillies. The Orioles won that World Series in 5 games. We dropped the first game and won the last 4. And Rick Dempsey was named the MVP. Had a lot of big hits in that series. And played obviously played stellar catcher. He's now one of the announcers for the Orioles television broadcast. The pregame show. Hey, Tom Gordon, he was a really big arm. Came with a lot of flair. Ended up doing more of his damage in the bullpen, I believe, but he was had a really good lively arm. Curt Schilling, that's an awesome card. So this is the guy we traded again. We traded Boddicker for Brady Anderson and for Curt Schilling. And there's Curt right there. I don't have a Brady Anderson card yet for that team. But Curt Schilling ended up being traded to the Houston Astros. What a horrible trade. We traded him. We traded Steve Finley. We traded Pete Harnisch. Wow. Speaking of the devil, look, I have the Frank Thomas card right there. So, yeah, so we traded Harnisch, Finley, and Schilling to the Astros for Glenn Davis. But look at this. I was looking for the Frank Thomas rookie card, and here it is. Now, this is not the one that I wanted. Well, I'll take this one. This is one of the more valuable cards from this series, the 1990 series. But the one you really want is the very rare one where they didn't print his name on the front. It's blank. It was a mistake. So if you find that card, you have something. So not that this card is worth a ton, but it's pretty cool to have it. Frank Thomas, you see he's wearing his college jersey there. Putting a tag on someone at first base. So this is one of the cards I was looking for. Looking for this one, looking for Sammy Sosa, rookie, and looking for the George Bush Yale card. So this is the card right here that I was looking for. I have one. I'll put it right down here. It's pretty cool to get that card. So anybody leave a comment below. Let me know any other cards out of this series that I should be looking out for. I don't want to pass one by without mentioning it if it's a special card. I don't really collect these for money. I just do it mainly for nostalgia. This was my teenage years, but I do know some of these cards are the ones you really want to keep. And again, that Frank Thomas one is the rookie one. That's probably one of the more better cards out of this pack, out of this series. That's Jack Clark, slugger. Vince Coleman, base stealer. Lee Mazzilli, he became the Orioles manager for a few years. There's Wade Boggs, awesome player for the Red Sox, hitting machine. Otis Nixon played for the Braves also. Rich Gedman, catcher, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty good catcher. Dave Gallagher. Tony Gwynn, hitting machine also. Have two hit machines in this pack here. Have Wade Boggs and Tony Gwynn. So right now, again, looking for, I have the Frank Thomas card, Frank Thomas rookie. Looking for the Frank Thomas rookie without his name on the bottom. Looking for the Sammy Sosa rookie. And looking for the George Bush Yale card, which they only printed 100 of those cards. So if I find that, I'm pretty lucky. And of course, I'm also looking for any Baltimore Orioles cards, since I am an Orioles fan. These are 1990s Topps baseball cards. Again, please subscribe to my channel so I can post more of these videos and know that people are watching. If you like baseball cards, especially the old school baseball, 80s and 90s, even 70s, that's what I'm into. That's Gary Carter. Leave any comments. Let me know what I can do better. Let me know what you like. Any stories I missed. That's Fernando Valenzuela. He burst onto the scene when he was pitching for the Dodgers. He actually pitched maybe a year for the Orioles, also late in his career. Bruce Hurst. Tony Fernandez, one of the better players for the Blue Jays back in those early / late 80s teams. Shortstop, pretty good hitter. Very quick, rangy. He died in a boat crash. Him and two other Cleveland Indians were in a boating trip, I guess, during off season, and the boat crashed, and I believe 2 people were killed in that crash. Him and someone else. I could be wrong about that. And I think somebody survived. Maybe Bobby Ojeda, if I'm not mistaken. But he definitely passed away, unfortunately. Jesse Barfield. John Candelaria. John Manning. Pretty good pack here. A lot of names. Dennis Rasmussen. Sorry about that. Okay, Gary Gaetti. Eric Davis. He big slugger, and he's known as a Cincinnati Red, obviously, but he did play for the Orioles for a few seasons, and one of the better players for the Orioles also. I believe that 96 season when we made the playoffs, he was on that squad when we upset the Indians in the first round of the playoffs. Big bat, good guy in the locker room, one of the fan favorites for the Orioles when he played for us, but certainly great ball player for the Reds. He also played for the Orioles, pitched for the Orioles, Jeff Robinson. I don't recall that going too well, though. Odie B. McDowell. Remember, he came onto the scene, big-time rookie, he was a big prospect for the Rangers at the time. He came onto the scene with the Rangers. Odie B. McDowell. That's the Tom Gordon card again. Like I said, it is Kurt Schilling again also. So I have 2 Kurt Schilling cards out of this pack. Kurt Schilling came over as part of the Mike. There's another Frank Thomas card. So as you can see, these Frank Thomas cards are not rare, the rookie cards. I have 2 in the last 2 packs. What is rare is if you get the Frank Thomas card without his name on the bottom. That's the one you're looking for. Juan Guzman. Okay. Just a few more packs here out of this set. Actually, I had a lot more packs. Okay. Some Montreal Expos. I love the Montreal Expos cards because, of course, they don't exist anymore. They are now the world champion Washington Nationals. But they were the Montreal Expos for many years. And actually, they had a lot of good players back in the day, too. And I actually had an opportunity to watch them in person there last season in Montreal. We went to Montreal on a summer vacation, and we went to the game, Olympic Stadium, and watched the Expos versus the Blue Jays. So that was pretty cool. So that was the last year they played in Montreal. We got the chance to see them at their old ballpark. Jamie Moyer, crafty veteran pitcher. Didn't throw a lot of heat, but he got hitters out. He was an Oriole for many years. Then became a Seattle Mariner for many years also. He had a nice career, particularly for a guy who didn't come with the upper 90s plus type fastball. He's got hitters out. David Cone, the Coneheads. One of the more popular Mets. I believe he was a Royal first, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he was a Royal first. But he's more known as a Met. Greg Swindell, remember him? One of the pitching prospects for the Indians, along with Rich Yett. There's Davey Johnson, former Baltimore Orioles player in the 60s. Second baseman, won a championship team when we won in 66. And 69. No, we actually lost in 69. We won in 70. But he was also the Mets manager. And then he was the Orioles manager for a few seasons. Actually, he was the manager of the year in 97. We went wire to wire. But we lost in the playoffs in the American League Championship Series to, I believe, the Cleveland Indians. And he was actually fired the day he was named manager of the year. A very odd situation. Gary Pettis, speedy center fielder. First, he was with the Angels, and this card is with the Tigers, of course. Andres Galarraga, one of those great players that the Expos always seem to have. The Big Cat. He ended up playing for the Rockies, if I'm not mistaken. The expansion Colorado Rockies. But the Big Cat, Andres Galarraga, home run type guy. There's Brett Saberhagen in his Royals uniform. American League All-Star. Steve Bedrosian. Sid Bream, Pittsburgh Pirates. Hey, Bernie Williams, one of the greatest Yankees of all time. It was pain in my side when he played because we always lose to him. But, you know, you can look back now and say, much respect. Great ball player. Him, Derek Jeter, Jorge Posada, the whole group. Yankees just always roll out great players. You hate them when they're playing. You really do. But once they're done playing, you got to give them that respect. Bert Blyleven, be home by 11. Pitcher. Craig Biggio. Pete Harnish. Okay, here we go. So I think I have all the trade pieces now. So we traded Harnish. We traded Findlay. And we traded, who else was it? Kurt Schilling. Where is he? Okay, so here we go. Right here. If you're an Orioles fan, you look at these three pictures. Look at these three cards. You still get angry today. Looking at these three cards, you would still get a little upset today. We had Pete Harnish, Steve Findlay, Kurt Schilling. We got Schilling in the Brady Anderson trade, in the Mike Boddicker trade when we got Anderson and Schilling. I believe we drafted Findlay and Harnish. Ended up trading these three guys, prospects, to the Houston Astros for a power-hitting first baseman named Glenn Davis, a very well-known player back then. One of the best power hitters in the National League. Came to the Orioles. It was a gamble. Came to the Orioles. We thought he might be the piece of the puzzle to really put us over the top. And it just didn't happen that way. He just didn't have the kind of career we thought he'd have. Steve Finney went on to be one of the better center fielders in the National League for many, many years, played for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Kurt Schilling, we know what he'd end up doing, going back to Boston and winning a World Series. He went to, I believe he was also didn't he pitch for another team too? Diamondback maybe? But he had a wonderful career. These are guys, all three guys we had at one point, and we ended up giving them away for Glenn Davis, and it did not work out. Saberhagen. Sabreem. So yeah, he's went through these already. So open up another pack here. Tom Glavine. Pete Incaviglia, former Oriole also. There's that Nolan Ryan 5,000 strikeout card again. Larry Walker, power hitter. Ended up playing for the Rockies, if I'm not mistaken. Saberhagen again. A lot of cards you see over and over again. There's Rock Raines, Tim Raines. Omar Vizquel, who is more well known for being a Cleveland Indian also, shortstop. And there's the Eddie Murray card again, who we traded to the Dodgers for Ken Howell, Juan Bell, and who was the other pitcher? Oh, Brian Holton, pitcher. Traded Ken Howell to the Phillies for Phil Bradley. Phil Bradley was probably the best player we got in that whole entire transaction for Eddie Murray. One more pack in this box, and I have a few more packs over here. And you see, you can still get that Sammy Sosa rookie, that Frank Thomas with no name on the front, and that George Bush Yale card. Rafael Palmeiro was a Chicago Cub first. Then he was a Texas Ranger. And an interesting story about that, when the Orioles were looking for a power hitting first baseman, they were trying to decide between Rafael Palmeiro and Will Clark. We ended up getting Will Clark, and it was okay, but it was, he was not great at that point. So we did end up signing years later Rafael Palmeiro. And Palmeiro had a wonderful career with the Orioles. Many good years, a lot of big power numbers, and we know how it ended with the whole steroid controversy. But I always kind of feel bad because he is one of the best Orioles of all time. Numbers will tell you that. But his time with the Orioles ended unceremoniously. I think he did come back for like one more season but it wasn't the same anymore. Jack Morris. Dante Bichette. Bip Roberts, quick guy. Oral Hershiser, I watched him set the record for the most innings pitched without giving up a run. I want to say that was 1989, maybe 88. I think it was 88 actually. Felix Fermin. Barry Bonds, one of the best players of all time, but also just like a lot of the other players back then, he's wrapped up in the whole steroid controversy. Jimmy Key also pitched for the Orioles for a few seasons. Mike Flanagan. I'll just pop some of these packs open real quick over here. We have about 12 more packs to open. We'll rip through this pretty quick. See if we can find any more hidden treasures. Please, again, subscribe to my channel. Please leave a comment, thumbs up and thumbs down. Please like the channel and leave comments. Let me know what you'd like to see, any memories you have of any of these players I'm going through right now. If I got something wrong, please let me know. Craig Biggio. I believe he was also an infield. He started off as an catcher, but I believe he moved to the infield at some point, maybe second base. Pete Harnish, so it's my second Pete Harnish card. Baltimore Orioles, Tom Hankey. Ben McDonald, that's a pretty cool card right there. So Ben McDonald was our top draft pick, #1 draft pick. He was really supposed to come on and be like something we've never seen before. Pitched a lot of innings at LSU, was a big stud, country guy, and he's ran into arm troubles, basically. When he was healthy, he actually had pretty good seasons, but he just had arm troubles, and it kind of ended his career short. But I always liked him a lot. He actually does college baseball now on, I believe, ESPN, LSU games. And every now and then with the Orioles, he does radio and some TV, and he's really good at it. Like, if you have a chance to listen to him, either on the radio or TV on ESPN, doing baseball games, he knows what he's talking about. He's got a wonderful delivery. He doesn't come across as too cocky. Always liked this guy. I remember him as a famous, there's a nice Sports Illustrated cover, him and Mike Messina. And on the cover, Ben McDonald's got the ball in his mouth, baseball in his mouth. Pretty cool card there. So actually, honestly, out of this entire pack that I've opened so far, this entire box, I'm looking for the Frank Thomas card. This is probably my favorite card so far, because this is what this player meant to me. At that age, I'm 17 years old, going to Memorial Stadium, hoping that the Orioles would be good, and watching this guy, burst onto the scene and try to become the pitcher that was thought he could become. Ben McDonald. Roger Clemens. Jesse Orosco. There's Mississippi Mike Smith again. And Oriole fans will know what I mean when I say Mississippi Mike Smith. We had Texas Mike Smith, we had Mississippi Mike Smith. This is Mississippi Mike. Fred McGriff, the crime dog. Steve Finley, another Oriole card right there. Cal Ripken Jr., another Oriole card right there. So I've got a good number of Oriole cards, and I'll go through those Oriole cards when I'm done here, which is what I'm actually looking for anyways, Oriole cards. There's Eric Davis, former Oriole, mostly more known as a former Cincinnati Red. That's the all-star card right there. Tim Burke. Dwight Evans. Dwight Evans played for the Orioles also. Well known as a Red Sox. But he did have a few seasons with the Orioles. I want to say 88 maybe 89, maybe 90. Tom O'Malley, he also played for the Orioles. I remember he came with the Orioles maybe that 90 season also. But right there is a Met, obviously. Craig Reynolds, Rafael Belliard, Darren Dalton, one of the characters from those Philly teams. Rick Shue. Rick Shue played for the Orioles also, second baseman. I like this name, Rick Shue. Edgar Martinez, one of the best designated hitters of all time. Dwight Smith. Will Clark, who ended up playing for the Orioles also, like I said earlier. Sandy Alomar is Robbie Alomar's big brother. He played for the Cleveland Indians, most notably. Sandy Alomar right there. I think I see another Ben McDonald Ben McDonald card. I do. So I was excited about seeing Ben McDonald a minute ago. Now I see him again. I have two Ben McDonald cards. Baltimore Orioles. He could have been a great one, but his arm ended up failing him eventually. Health issues. Injury issues. Marquise Grissom. Marquise Grissom hit a home run against the Orioles, knock us out of the playoffs when he was with the Cleveland Indians. I remember him hitting a big homer, broke our hearts. There's Dave Johnson. So Dave Johnson, the '89 season, we go into Toronto, was the why not season. We just came off 107 losses the year before, 0-21. Dave Johnson's a Baltimore guy from the Dundalk area. He's a local guy. People in Baltimore love their local guys. And so '89 season, we come down to the final weekend. We go to Toronto, needed to win 2 of 3. We lost the first game, so that Saturday afternoon game was the big game. If we lose this one, we're done. Pete Harnish, where is he? Let's find Pete. I have plenty of Pete here. Where is he? Here he is. So Pete Harnish was supposed to pitch that game Saturday afternoon against the Blue Jays. We win. We go on. We lose. Season's pretty much over. He steps in the nail the day before the game. He can't pitch. Orioles call on Davey Johnson. Come pitch for us. Well, he was already pitching for the team, but he had to start instead. He usually came out of the bullpen. He started that game, pitched a great game, pitched an excellent game. A game he could have won. We ended up losing the game in dramatic fashion toward the end, and that was the season. We were done for the season. But he pitched a heck of a game, one of those gutsy type guys, big heart, big character. His son actually is a pitcher in the big leagues. Well, he's trying to be in the big leagues. He was drafted by the Orioles, I believe, but now he's on another organization's team, minor league system. But Dave Johnson, people in Baltimore remember that fondly because he pitched so well the '89 season out of nowhere. No one heard of him before, other than some local baseball guys. And for him to come into that season is unknown and pitch some great games for us and win some big games for us was a big deal. Dave Johnson. Kelly Gruber. That's Barry Bonds again. Jimmy Key again. All these cards are again. I'm seeing a lot of the same cards. All right, we're getting toward the end. Steve Bush Yale. Hey, Deion Sanders right there. That's a pretty cool card. Prime time. Up until this point, with the Yankees, he wasn't much of a baseball player. Great football player at the time for the Atlanta Falcons, and then several other teams after that. But he wasn't much of a baseball player until he joined the Cincinnati Reds. He was really good with the Cincinnati Reds for a season, and maybe even the Atlanta Braves. I could be wrong about that part. But up until that point, just was mainly known as a football guy who was trying to play baseball. But just a great athlete. Kevin Mitchell, one of the first guys I saw just slug homers like 40 a clip a season. Kevin Mitchell. That was before everybody was hitting 30 home runs in the season. Kevin Bass also played for the Orioles at one point. Delano DeShields also played for the O's, and he's actually from Maryland. And I think his son plays for the Rangers now. Delano DeShields, one of my favorite players ever. And quick story about Delano DeShields, if I can go back to him. So Delano DeShields played in the big leagues for many years, and one of his friends in the big leagues was a player by the name of Stoney Briggs. Stoney Briggs played in the big leagues for a bit, mainly in the minor leagues, but he was friends with Delano DeShields, and Stoney Briggs was my son's baseball coach. And one day he came to practice with a lot of baseball bats, wooden bats, and gave them to the players, and they were basically from Delano DeShields. And he was handing them out, and it was pretty cool. So my son was using a Delano DeShields baseball bat, wooden bat, during practice a lot, and that was pretty cool. I never knew if it was Delano DeShields or his son, whose bat my son had, but it's pretty cool that either way that he had a former big leaguer's baseball bat, and he still has that bat to this day in his bat bag. Doesn't play ball anymore, but he does have that bat still. Sid Fernandez. Frank Sandberg. Hey, Kevin Hickey, another one of those guys. That 89 Orioles team was a pretty cool team. A lot of characters, a lot of names. They got a lot more out of their talent than they probably should have. Kevin Hickey's story quickly was that he was a softball player, and someone with the Orioles noticed him and decided to bring him onto the Orioles. I'm sure it's more to that story than that, but they saw him in the softball league, and he ended up being one of our better bullpen guys for a few years. Kevin Hickey. So I'm putting him down right there with the Orioles. Julio Franco, he played for a long time. So we're down to our final 6 packs. Final 6 packs here. Dave Winfield, Eric Plunk, Kirk Gibson. Todd Zeile played for the Orioles also, third baseman. Hey, Mickey Weston, living in the Wild Wild West. Pitcher for the Orioles. He had like maybe 1 or 2 really good starts in the 89 season. And I remember thinking, hey, he could be a good find for us. I don't know what happened to him, but for like maybe 2 starts, he was really good. Mickey Weston. Ellis Burks again. Jose Lean again. I have a lot of his Future Stars cards from the year before. And it's Rene Gonzalez again, number 88 for the Orioles. Utility infielder type. Shortstop and second mostly. Jose Uribe. I see him on the bottom of the card there. Let's start at the top though. Howard Johnson. Hojo. Mets. David Wells, another former Oriole. Former Met. Former Yankee. Former Blue Jay. Excellent pitcher. Jose Uribe, there he is. Walt Weiss, shortstop. Danny Tartable. Again, I always like Danny Tartable. First of all, I love his name, Danny Tartable. That just sounds like a big-time slugger, and he was. Ozzie Guillen again. Okay, down to the final 4 packs. Will we find George Bush? Will we find Sammy Sosa? Will we find Frank Thomas without his name on the front? Final 4 packs right here. Let's pop them open. Tony Gwynn. This is how fast I should have moved at the beginning, by the way. Jim Clancy played for the Toronto Blue Jays, most notably, with Dave Steve. Jose Rio. Final 3 packs. Final 3 packs. Where are we? Where are we, Sammy Sosa? Where are we, Frank Thomas? And I know I don't have you, George Bush, but let's just see, just for fun. Gary Ward. Mikado. Rick Dempsey, former Oriole. Scott Fletcher. Juan Nieves. He pitched a no-hitter against the Orioles in '88 at Memorial Stadium. The final out was a line drive off the bat of Eddie Murray. The center fielder made a diving catch. That center fielder, Robin Yount. Mike Scott. There's Dave Johnson again. Final 2 packs. Final 2 chances to get Frank Thomas's rookie card without his name on the front. I don't think it's going to happen, but let's find out. Mike Flanagan, former Oriole. Pat Tabler. I believe he was a former Cleveland Indian also. Gary Carter. Fernando Valenzuela. Bruce Hurst, Boston Red Sox. Right there's a Padre. All right, nothing there. So we're down to our final pack. So far, this is the final pack right here. So this is the pack that I hope I see him, but without his name on the bottom. Frank Thomas. I want that card. Is that card in this pack? We're going to find out. Is Sammy Sosa in this pack? We're going to find out. Is George Bush Yale card in this pack? We're going to find out. Any other great Orioles in this pack? We're going to find out. I know it is in this pack. Gum. Old gum from 1990. Put that out. What do we have here? Tom Browning. Good pitcher. Art Howe, manager. Mickey Tettleton, catcher for the Orioles, Fruit Loops. Jeff Russell. Alejandro Pena. Robin Yount. I just mentioned Robin Yount. He was a shortstop first. Great shortstop for the Brew Crew. Then became a center fielder. Danny Darwin. And the final card, never heard of him. #1 draft pick. So there you have it. So what did I get out of this pack? So out of this entire box, 36 packs, I was looking for Frank Thomas's rookie card. I was looking for Sammy Sosa's rookie card. I was looking for George Bush's Yale card. They only printed 100 copies of that. And I was looking for any Baltimore Orioles. And I was looking for the Frank Thomas rookie card without his name on the front. What did I get? Well, I got a lot of Orioles. I'll go through those. I did get Frank Thomas right there, but his name's on the bottom. And I'm not gonna say this is a rare card. It's not a rare card. None of these cards are rare. They printed so many cards in the 80s that none of these cards are rare. So that's pretty cool that I have that, though. I got Joe Orsulak. I got Mike Devereaux. I got Frank Thomas, Dave Johnson, Ben McDonald. Probably my favorite card of this entire pack. Just me personally. It's my favorite card of the entire pack. Got 2 of those. Kurt Schilling. Cal Ripken Jr. Steve Findley. Pete Harnish. Pete Harnish again. Mickey Tettleton. Cal Ripken Jr. again. Kurt Schilling again. Cal. Mark Williamson. Rene Gonzalez. Steve Findley. Mickey Tettleton. Rene Gonzalez. I got Frank Thomas again. His name's on the bottom. I got Mickey Weston. I got Kevin Hickey. And I got Dave Johnson. So not a bad box of cards here. If you're an Orioles fan, a lot of good names, a lot of big names. And again, please subscribe to my channel. I need to get to 100 subscribers first. Baby steps. I need you to leave comments. I need you to leave thumbs up or thumb down. I need you to share my page so that others could also enjoy it. I'm going to try to post at least one baseball card pack opening a week. At least one a week. Mainly focusing on some of the older cards. But I'll get some of the newer cards also. Like I got this box yesterday. 2019 opening day cards. 10 packs in it. Actually, it's 11 packs. It's 10 packs plus an extra pack. It's 7 cards per pack. So 77 cards should be in this box. Paid about $10 for it. So it's about 13 cents a card. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's in it. Now, quite honestly, I'm more old school than new school. So I know the older players a lot more than I know the current or newer players. I mean, other than the Orioles, I don't know. I don't follow the players as close as I used to. But it should still be a lot of fun. I'll open up this box, see what's in it. And I also got 2 packs of cards from the 2020 season, upcoming season. These were $3 a piece. I'll open up these also and see what's in it. But that's my next video. For this video, it was all about the 1990 Topps baseball cards. It was all about the Orioles. And I got a whole handful of them here. So I'll put those in a binder. I'll put them in plastic so it'll be protected. And thanks for watching my video. Hope you enjoyed it and hope you watch my other videos.